I invite everyone to be seated. Let us pray. God of all creation, God of all people known by many names, heard in many voices, we gather in your presence this day and commend to you this convocation and these our graduates. Holy One, you bring us into this blessed and joyous moment from our different traditions, from our collective learning. In joy and celebration, you bind us together in this place as one community. Here in your sight, we are united in our desire to search for all that is good and acceptable and perfect. We offer to you all the words that praise your holy name, knowing that you are yet the one who is unnameable. Grant your light and your love, O God, to keep us on the paths that make for peace and justice, to illuminate our search for truth and knowledge, to shape our lives in compassion and understanding. Bless our assembly. Bless these our graduates, that they would go out to love and serve the world in knowledge and wisdom, and most of all in faith, hope, and love. Amen.
Al nu alswyd mesawi, ochuiak. Notchin en was or evin, chiptuk telewisin. Begidede me kwas or ntidanen. Chiptu igenemuak wala nemulak ul desenen. Na del was or eikik. Delis kadaskik. Chiptu elbnin en del schadulak magamekaimek. Della mugabendigal essemia galapchinige giskop. Della muktach. Penaigen win nilonen. Deli abak sektakajij. Wagai win the metvenek help gil niskam. Deli abik siktuen. Elwew tiak. Million en match winsudiel. Motigalinen. Kesnu oim koel winchigal goy jigaladwen. Na deliach. Waladia. Mrs. Nogam.
Good afternoon. I declare the convocation to be in session. Je prononce la cérémonie de la remise des diplômes en cours. Ms. Chancellor, distinguished platform guests, graduates, friends, family, and members of our community, welcome, bienvenue, Pelagi, to our 156th convocation. Je vous souhaite un très chaleureux bienvenue à notre cérémonie de la remise des diplômes. I would also like to take a moment to acknowledge and honor and pay respect to the traditional owners and custodians on the land on which we gather today. Mount Allison is built on the unceded ancestral lands of the Mi'kmaq people, part of the greater territory of Mi'kma'ki, the area here we know as Sackville. As we share our knowledge, teaching, learning, research practices within this university, may we also pay respect to the knowledge embedded forever within the Indigenous custodianship of our country. Ms. Chancellor, I would like to introduce a number of special guests who are with us today. As I introduce them, I would ask them to stand and to remain standing. And I would ask the audience to please withhold their applause until the introductions are complete. I'd like to announce Margaret McCain, former Chancellor, former Lieutenant Governor. Ms. Megan Mitten, our member of the Provincial Legislature. Mr. Bill Evans, representing the town of Sackville. Mr. Jerome J.J. Bear, Mayor of the Village of Dorchester. Ms. Yana Titarenko, MASU President. Bernard Richard, honorary degree recipient of Mount Allison. Aldea Landry, honorary degree recipient of Mount Allison and Chancellor, Université Saint-Anne. And Madame Louise Zambeau, Chancellor, Université de Moncton. Please. To our graduates, it begins. On your very first day on this campus, you sat in those very same seats as part of your commencement exercise. It was the official start of your journey here at Mount Allison University. And now we've come to another milestone. Note, please note, that I did not say we've come to the end of your journey at Mount Allison. When we say at Mount Allison that we are family, we really mean it. You're stuck with us forever. But Convocation is certainly a significant moment in each of your lives, and as families do, we have gathered to celebrate this important achievement. Il faut toujours réfléchir sur cette expérience universitaire, surtout aujourd'hui. The class of 2019. You will always have a very special place in my heart for this institution because it is the first Mount Allison graduating class over whose convocation I presided. It has been a privilege and an honor over these past 10 months to get to know this university community and the people in it. Je vous remercie du fond du cœur de m'avoir accueilli ici avec grand chaleureusement. Merci. And thank you for helping me understand what it means to be at Mount Allison and what it takes to make Mount Allison great. I get it. You've made my work as president so much easier and so greatly rewarding. Now, as a newcomer to Sackville, I've noticed a few things. I'm sure many of you in the audience today have noticed them as well. We seem to have in this town a plethora of ducks. Indeed, we do. There are duck statues. There are duck-themed cafes. There's even a duck-themed bar. Imagine that. There's a unique duck-painted crosswalk. And of course, we have Monty, our beloved duck mascot, who welcomed you all as you entered today. But I've learned a very interesting duck fact this year, which I didn't know. When you have a group of ducks that contain one grown-up duck and a number of ducklings, it is known as a safe of ducks. I think that's a pretty good description of what Mount Allison and Sackville is for students. Many of you came here to us as ducklings, if I may, in your first time away from home, your first time you've had to make big important decisions, the first time you've been able to really choose what you want to learn. And Mount Allison University gave you a place where you could test your limits, a place to stretch your wings, and to try out the water. But of course, not without guidance and some help. Chacun d'entre vous avait trouvé plusieurs personnes, soit des amis, soit des professeurs, soit des membres de la communauté, pour marcher avec vous, côte à côte. Between the university and the town, and you've had this opportunity to also be mentored by so many different people. People who encouraged you and helped you, equip you with the knowledge and skills you need to step into the world and take it on yourself. People who pushed you to reach for new things that you felt were perhaps a little bit beyond your grasp. People who helped you realize what you took to be the end of the road as matter just a bend in the road. This has been a safe place to try new things, to test new ideas, and to make mistakes, and to try again. And now, you're equipped to head off on your own, which of course can be a little bit intimidating, but you are more ready than you think you are. Think back to that moment when you sat during commencement in Convocation Hall. At that time, did you know how to do research to find out an answer to a very detailed question? Could you conduct a lab experiment, analyze the results, and turn them into a coherent paper? Could you argue your point of view in writing or out loud, logically and clearly? Had you ever taken on a leadership role? Could you ask for help when you needed it? And perhaps most importantly of all, could you do your own laundry? Everything you've done over your time here has provided you with new knowledge and new skills. That includes not only your time in the classroom, but your time outside the classroom, which is a very important experience here at Mount A. It's a Mount A experience that really matters both in and outside the classroom. The clubs you participated in, the community involvement, the jobs, the internships that you've worked at, the experiences of traveling abroad, which many of you have done, the friends you've made, the many friends you've made, the people you learn to get along with despite sometimes having different opinions and points of view. You've come each such a long way since the last time you sat in Convocation Hall. And perhaps you hadn't realized this, but you're now putting all of that learning into action. You're more ready than you think you are. But that doesn't mean that you get to sit back and cruise and coast all the way. No. The most important thing that you've learned at Mount Allison is how to learn. You're going to keep on learning for the rest of your life. Please find ways to make that happen. Find new mentors. One only has to look at the honorary degree recipients today and see that there are incredible people across this country for whom you can learn from. Actively seek out these opportunities. Parlez à tout le monde, avec des personnes avec des points de vue peut-être différents que ton point de vue. N'ayez pas peur d'essayer de nouvelles choses. Essayer de nouvelles faire de nouvelles choses, c'est toujours important. If you remember one thing that I will say today that I've shared with you at Convocation, it should be this. Be the curator of your own life. Don't let someone shape and tell your story. This past weekend, we had a reunion here at Mount Allison. We had alumni visiting us from across the country and around the world. People who graduated a year ago, and several who graduated 70 plus years ago. We had the awesome class of 1954 at Hammond House on Saturday. What a wild and fun bunch. They're very engaged. We had a member of that class sitting on the platform here in the Honorable Marguerite McKean. So few of these people have made the big headlines, but fame is not a measure of impact. Shape your story so you're proud to tell it 10, 20, 50, 70 years from now. We're all going to be waiting to hear it. Thank you.
Ms. Chancellor, platform guests, members of the faculty and staff, graduands of the class of 2019, families and friends, I am honored to present Drew Hayden Taylor. An Ojibwe from the Curve Lake First Nation in Ontario, he has worn many hats in his literary career. From performing stand-up comedy at the Kennedy Centre in Washington, D.C., to being artistic director of Canada's premier Native theatre company, Native Earth Performing Arts. He has been an award-winning playwright, a journalist, columnist, short story writer, novelist. He's been a television scriptwriter and has worked on numerous documentaries exploring the Native experience. Most notably as a filmmaker, he wrote and directed Redskins, Tricksters, and Puppy Stew, a documentary on Native humor for the National Film Board of Canada, and for CBC, co-created Searching for Winnetou, an exploration of Germany's fascination with North American Indigenous culture. An author of more than 20 plays, resulting in almost 100 productions, his popular plays such as Toronto at Dreamers Rock, Only Drunks and Children Tell the Truth, The Berlin Blues, and Cottagers and Indians have left their mark on the Canadian theatre scene. He enjoys extending the boundaries of what is considered Indigenous literature. In 2007, Anik Press published his first novel, The Night Wanderer, a Native Gothic novel, a teen novel about an Ojibwe vampire. This fall, a new novel titled Chasing Painted Horses will bring his publication total to 33 books. Self-described as a contemporary storyteller, he co-created and was the head writer for Mixed Blessings, a television comedy series, as well as contributed to scripts to 4 other popular Canadian television series, including Beachcombers and North of 60. In 2007, a made-for-TV movie he wrote, In a World Created by a Drunken God, was nominated for 3 Gemini Awards, including Best Movie. In 2011 and 2012, he wrote the script for the National Aboriginal Achievement Awards, now known as the Inspire Awards. He has proudly served as the writer-in-residence at the Burton House in Dawson City, Yukon, the University of Michigan, Western University, University of Lunenburg, Germany, Ryerson University, Wilfrid Laurier, as well as a host of Canadian theatre companies. The years of writing have brought him many accolades, including the Floyd S. Chalmers Award, Dora Maver Moore Award, and the Canadian Authors Literary Award. He has also been the recipient of a plaque of honor on the Peterborough Walk of Fame, the Queen Elizabeth Diamond Jubilee Award, Ontario Premier's Award for Creative Arts and Design, and Victoria Martin Lynch Staunton Award for Outstanding Artistic Achievement in Theatre. Ms. Chancellor, on behalf of the Senate of Mount Allison University, I request that you confer upon Drew Hayden Taylor the degree of Doctor of Laws, honoris causa.
Drew Hayden Taylor, on behalf of the Senate of Mount Allison University, we are pleased to confer on you the degree of Doctor of Laws, honoris causa, with all the rights and privileges pertaining thereto. The hood with which we are investing you, and the diploma which we are presenting to you, are the outward symbols of your membership in this venerable and distinguished community. We are honored to have you as a Mount Allison graduate, and we look forward to your continued association with the university. Congratulations.
Ms. Chancellor, platform guests, members of the faculty and staff, graduates of the class of 2019, families and friends, I am honored to present Dr. Marguerite Maillet. Dr. Maillet has made incredible contributions to Acadian literature throughout her lifetime. A teacher and researcher, she has helped formally introduce Acadian literature across the Americas and in Europe. She is a recognized authority in her discipline, and her work is considered required reading for any student of Acadian literature. Dr. Maillet began her teaching career in 1945, shortly after completing normal school at Collège Saint-Joseph in Memramcook. She is among the first women to complete their post-secondary studies in French in New Brunswick. As a member of the Notre-Dame du Sacré-Cœur religious order since 1943, she has taught at colleges and secondary schools across New Brunswick. She then began teaching at the university level and joined the faculty at Université de Moncton in 1973. She served as chair of Acadian Studies at the university from 1987 until 1990. Dr. Maillet was the Winthrop Pickard Bell Visiting Fellow in Maritime Studies here at Mount Allison. Dr. Maillet n'est certainement pas étrangère aux études universitaires. Après avoir complété un baccalauréat du Collège Notre-Dame d'Acadie à Moncton et un bac en philosophie de l'Université de Laval, elle suivit ses études avec 2 maîtrises en sciences sacrées et lettres françaises du Collège St. Mary's en Indiana et l'Université de Moncton. En 1982, elle reçoit son doctorat en lettres françaises de l'Université de Ottawa. Dr. Maillet began her second career in 1997, co-founding Bouton d'Or Acadie, a publisher of children's literature in French, English, Mi'kmaq, and Passamaquoddy. She has written several illustrated books for children and adapted a number of classic children's tales for publication. Dr. Maillet remains an active member in the Acadian literary community. Since 2016, she has volunteered with the Lire et Faire Lire Acadie program, telling stories and reading books to young students to encourage them to develop a love for reading. She is a recipient of numerous awards for her work in promoting Acadian literature and culture. In particular, she was made an officer of the Order of Canada in 2002 and a member of the Order of New Brunswick in 2008. Ms. Chancellor, on behalf of the Senate of Mount Allison University, I request that you confer upon Marguerite Maillet the degree of Doctor of Laws, honoris causa.
Marguerite Maillet, on behalf of the Senate of Mount Allison University, we are pleased to confer on you the degree of Doctor of Laws, honoris causa, with all the rights and privileges pertaining thereto. The hood with which we are investing you, and the diploma we are presenting to you are the outward symbols of your membership in this venerable and distinguished community. We are honored to have you as a Mount Allison graduate, and we look forward to your continued association with our university. Congratulations.
Madam Chancellor, President Boudreau, platform guests, graduates, and friends and family, I am honored to present Dr. Sharon Johnston. Dr. Johnston is a truly inspirational woman whom I've been blessed to have known my entire life. In fact, it was she who drove my mother to the hospital on the day I was born. Dr. Johnston has multiple talents and passions. While her life has had many chapters, what is consistent is her amazing ability to embrace every new situation and every new community she joins. Described as a steward for Canada in her nomination, the former vice-regal consort is a longtime advocate for education and awareness around mental health. Born and raised in Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario, Dr. Johnston began her career in Kingston as a psychiatric occupational therapist at Beach Grove, a treatment center for young children with learning and behavioral problems, and later in Toronto as an occupational therapist at what is now known as Holland Bloorview Kids Rehabilitation Hospital. When the Johnston family moved to Montreal, she earned her Master of Science and PhD in Rehabilitation Science from McGill University, and she did this while raising 5 incredible daughters, 3 of whom are here today. Consistent with the theme of fully embracing her community, upon moving to Montreal, all 5 children were immediately placed directly into French school, where they quickly became fluently bilingual. Following 20 years in Montreal, Dr. Johnston and her husband now the Right Honourable David Johnston, moved to Waterloo, Ontario. There, she began a new adventure, running Chatterbox Farm, a 100-acre farm and small horse boarding business, which he managed for more than a decade. While farming and horses were foreign to her at the start, it soon became a lifelong passion. And later, as Vice-Regal Consort, she had the privilege of spending the afternoon with Her Majesty, Queen Elizabeth, touring the stables during an official visit at Balmoral Castle. In 2010, Dr. Johnston went from horse farm to Rideau Hall when her husband became Governor General of Canada. While at Rideau Hall, Dr. Johnston continued her lifelong work destigmatizing mental illness, working with the Bell Let's Talk campaign and other national initiatives. She has also worked to advance reconciliation and the rebuilding of relationships with Indigenous peoples in Canada in her role as honorary witness to the Truth and Reconciliation Commission. In 2015, Dr. Johnston published her first novel, Matrons and Madams, a part of a trilogy in progress, which is a fictional account based on her grandmother's experiences that highlights the multi-generational impact of war. All royalties for this book and the others to come are going towards mental health research at the Royal Ottawa Hospital. In 2016, Dr. Johnston was appointed Honorary Captain for Military Personnel Command of the Canadian Armed Forces for her work in supporting military families. She is also a Companion of the Order of Canada, a recipient of the Queen Elizabeth II Diamond Jubilee Medal, and has been honored with a key to the City of Ottawa and several honorary degrees. Dr. Johnston has a long connection to Mount Allison as well. 2 of her 5 daughters are alumni. Deborah, class of 1990, who's here today, and Jennifer, class of 97. And her husband, David, received an honorary degree here in 2011. Ms. Chancellor, on behalf of the Senate of Mount Allison University, I request that you confer upon Sharon Johnston the degree of Doctor of Laws, honoris causa.
Sharon Johnston, on behalf of the Senate of Mount Allison University, we are pleased to confer on you the degree of Doctor of Laws, honoris causa, with all the rights and privileges pertaining thereto, the hood with which we are investing you, and the diploma we are presenting to you are the outward symbols of your membership in this venerable and distinguished community. We are honored to have you as a Mount Allison graduate, and we look forward to your continued association with our university. Congratulations.
Isn't that beautiful? I now invite to the podium Dr. Sharon Johnston to give the convocation address. Dr. Johnston.
Good afternoon, everyone. I think Derek's going to give the speech. He promised he would. Drew. All right. Madam Chancellor, President Boudreau, graduates and families of the class of 2019, fellow honorary degree recipients, I would like first to thank Elder Sewell for his prayer. We would not be here celebrating Convocation without the Indigenous knowledge that was imparted to our ancestors. Today we are recognizing the achievement of Mount Allison's new graduates in the arts, fine arts, and music faculties. Something's happened here. Oh my goodness. This is the way things happen. 2 of my 5 daughters, as Sarah said, chose to study at Mount A. That was 30 years ago, around the same time as Chancellor Lowen was obtaining her degree. I'm quite proud that 5 of my 14 grandchildren and 2 of Sarah's daughters are in the audience, excited to visit the university that their aunt or parent loved. I hope you will get to meet them, so maybe they will just stand up and wave. Up you get. Back then, when my daughters were students, can you hear me? Okay, good. I would arrive from Montreal with Purdy Crawford, the Chancellor of Mount A at the time, with 2 cases of Molson beer, because my girls said that the local beer tasted like something I cannot repeat. It sounded awful. Now, fast forward, and New Brunswick is now famous for its craft beers. I earned the reputation of being the only person in Sackville to run up a large credit card bill. To get me off my spending spree, Professor Alex Fancy, who was teaching my daughters at the time, dragged me off to Tantramont Marshes to help bird band with his son David. Rachel Fancy, Alex's daughter, is now working alongside my husband at the Rita Hall Foundation in Ottawa. The name Fancy holds a special place in the Johnston family. Universities are as strong as the people who support them. That leads me to the Crawford family that plays a vital leadership role at Mount A. It is a special pleasure to have Sarah Crawford present me today. As I said, I drove her mother to the hospital. I have known Sarah from the day she was born and actually before. Bea Crawford, the matriarch of the Crawford family, just wave Bea, has been my best friend since decades ago when I pedaled over to her house in Toronto with a cherry pie. This morning I visited the Purdy Crawford Centre for the Arts, just the PURD in local jargon. The visit reminded me of the days gone by when Purdy and I lugged in that beer. Convocations are quite familiar to me. I've spent the last half-century married to a professor, a dean, and a university president, all the same man. That in itself is an accomplishment. In the next few minutes, I would like to talk about mental health. I was your age when my college roommate became depressed and had to spend time in the hospital. She was considered the most beautiful girl on campus, and no one knew she suffered from anxiety and depression. They just thought the good-looking girl on campus had everything. She wore an emotional mask that she refused to take off. If you find in the course of your young lives that you don't feel well, get help. There is no shame in needing help. What is shameful is not asking for it. As young professionals, teachers, musicians, artists, or any other imaginative career you choose, you will be entering the workforce in the busiest period of human history. Computers and telecommunications have made miracles possible, but they have also compressed time to a degree to which humans have not yet adapted. While we improve our physical and mental health and longevity, our mental health may suffer under the stress. Mental and physical health is a commodity we all possess. How we invest it is what matters. That this was important was embedded in my heart around 6 years of age. I brought home every last suffering soul to my single social worker mother to fix them. In my day, depression and anxiety were associated with poverty, desertion, abuse, and other family stresses that my mother as a social worker was trying to mitigate. Today we have those factors, but we must add others that contribute to anxiety and depression and even more serious mental health problems that we see on campus and everywhere in society. Now, the factors contributing to poor mental health are loneliness and isolation, despite instant connectedness, iPhones. We must add to these the invasion of our privacy and manipulation of our ideas. We don't know who we are, but Amazon, Google, and Facebook do. I would think twice before Googling information on any private concern. I would be afraid this would be added to the algorithm that is filed to me every time I open a search engine. Sometimes we have to help ourselves. When I turned 50, I felt so depressed that I was entering into the second half of my life. After a day of brooding and staring into my blazing fireplace in Montreal, I picked up the phone and called a snowmobile dealer. It was that yellow, powerful machine that changed my spirits. I packed my Macintosh computer and a few bottles of wine and headed up to our wilderness house to write my PhD thesis using a generator for power. It was at that wonderful off-the-grid cottage that Sarah Crawford's sister, Suzanne, and I hatched the romance that ended in Suzanne marrying a wonderful doctor. It's not surprising that her talented horse-riding daughter, Evelyn, along with several cousins, is a student at Mount A. You will travel many paths before you reach my age, and there will be obstacles. So I have one last piece of advice. It's about the F word. Now, I don't mean the F word when you're blowing off steam. I mean the F word that should be part of your life every day. Does anyone want to spell it? F-U-N. How you experience the F word will vary. Fun is not frivolous. It is an essential ingredient in the recipe for good mental health. If your partner, colleague, boss, or anyone else you encounter as being difficult, remind him or her of the F word. Add faith, family, and friendship, and you will have 4 F words to take you over the obstacles you will encounter. I congratulate you on your great accomplishment and wish you fulfilling lives. When your life gets complicated, remember the F words.
I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do now. So can I ask Dr. Fiona Black to please stand, because we're going to have a little fun. Dr. Fiona Black from our Department of Religious Studies is the recipient of the 2019 Paul Paré Medal of Excellence. The Paré Medal is presented annually to a faculty member at Mount Allison who has exemplified outstanding teaching, research, scholarship, and/or creative activities, and who has an exemplary record of service. It is the university's preeminent award for faculty. As an influential scholar of remarkable range and reach, an innovative and award-winning teacher, and an active participant in all levels of service within the university and beyond, Dr. Black demonstrates the excellence in all the areas that the Paul Paré Medal is designed to recognize. Dr. Black has a vigorous presence in her scholarly community, both on the national and international levels. Well known and well regarded in her field, Fiona Black is an active scholar of Western religions. She has consistently offered discipline-shaping interventions in her field and has become one of the formative voices in the new scholarly currents within her discipline. In the classroom, Fiona Black is innovative and devoted, an accomplished and deeply generous teacher who creates hands-on, interdisciplinary learning experiences, not only for students, but also for faculty members. In her teaching, she mirrors the excellence that she displays in her research, as reflected in her receipt of the 2013 Tucker Teaching Award and the 2013-14 Fellowship at the renowned Wabash Center for Teaching and Learning in Theology and Religion. Dr. Black is a deeply engaged citizen at Mount Allison. She is a major part of her academic community and makes essential scholarly and pedagogical contributions to it. Her exceptional work as co-founder of the Research Partnerships for Education and Community Engagement Center, RPEACE, a center for engaged learning on campus, is one such example. Among many other projects, the center has been working with local middle school teachers and students to help them to develop a deep learning project through a special university studies course on community engaged learning. Dr. Black's record of university service reflects a deep commitment to the well-being of the university at large. This is reflected in the scale and scope of the tasks that she has taken on over her time at Mount Allison. This including serving 9 consecutive years as department head, 11 years on our Senate, and serving on the university planning, research and creative activities, and tenure and promotion committees, among several others. Congratulations, Fiona, Dr. Black, on being awarded the 2019 Paul Paré Medal of Excellence. And I would ask Mark Fraser from our Board of Regents to come forward and present the medal. I would also like to take a moment to recognize at least one individual. We have a number of Paul Paré Excellence Awards that we also give out each year. This year, one of the winners, I believe Mark Lee is here. Would you please stand to be recognized? It is Dr. Jean Ouellette here. I would also like to recognize Dr. Jean Ouellette from our psychology department, who was actually at this morning's convocation, and also Dr. Irena Kazmarska from the Department of Biology, who also won Paré Excellence Awards this year. So congratulations to all 3 of my colleagues. I'd also like to take a moment to recognize the Tucker family. The Tucker family's legacy at Mount Allison started in 1930, when Dr. Herbert Tucker was appointed the Joseph L. Black Professor of Economics and Sociology. He held this appointment until his death in 1953. In 1939, Dr. Tucker became the Dean of Arts at Mount Allison, and in 1944, he was appointed Registrar. While they were in Sackville, his partner Leota attended Mount Allison and graduated in 1933. Dr. Tucker was well known for his excellence in teaching, his generosity, and his kindness. Herbert and Leota Tucker had 3 sons, Edmund, Harold, and William. All 3 attended Mount Allison. Edmund received both a chemistry and physics degree in 1943. Harold graduated in 1944, and William in 1947, both with a Bachelor of Science. Over the years, Mount Allison has been home to many members of the Tucker family. In 1980, the 3 sons established the Herbert and Leota Tucker Teaching Award at Mount Allison in honor of their parents. This prize has been awarded annually to a member of the faculty judged to have made the most significant contribution in the previous 5 years, with a particular emphasis on excellence in teaching. And today we want to take a pause to pay tribute to Edmund Tucker, who passed away in March of this year. Edmund was born in Willful, Nova Scotia. Shortly after graduation from Mount Allison, he enrolled in the Canadian Navy. He was transferred to Plymouth, England, where he was on loan to the British Navy. After the war, he returned to Canada and entered a nationwide contest for a Rhodes Scholarship, and he was successful. Edmund, in fact, then was Mount Allison's 25th Rhodes Scholar. Just before he left for England, he married his wife, Noreen. At Oxford University, he earned his master's degree in physics. Edmund and Noreen returned to Sackville in 1948, where their son Robert was born. They moved to the United States a year later, where he attended Yale University to earn his PhD in physics. He joined General Electric Research Labs and became an expert in the field of solid-state massers. In the late 1960s, he transferred to the General Electric Foundation for Education Research. He retired from GE after 16 years of educational research. Edmund never forgot his alma mater, Mount Allison. He was a loyal donor to Mount Allison, supporting many prizes and scholarships over the years, including his Class of 43 bursary and the Herbert and Leota Tucker Teaching Award. Mount Allison looks forward to a celebration of his to support his spirit, his history, and the tradition of the Tucker Teaching Award in September of 2019.
Madam Chancellor, platform guests, members of the class of 2019, and everyone else in the Mount Allison community. I would like to present and announce the achievements of 3 of my colleagues who have received Professor Emeritus status at Mount Allison. This is an award that's given by the Board of Regents and the Senate in recognition of long service to the institution. Those of my colleagues who are here today, I would ask them to stand, and I would ask everyone to withhold applause until all are standing. First, from the Department of Fine Arts, receiving Professor Emeritus status is Thaddeus Holonia. From the Department of Classics, Hans van der Leest, also Professor Emeritus. And from the Departments of English and the Canadian Studies program, Professor Emerita is bestowed upon Crystal Verdun. So please join me in congratulating them for over 90 years of service combined.
And this year, in a slightly unusual situation for a convocation, the Board of Regents has appointed another member of our community to emeritus status. So I would ask Jenny Kelly to stand. Jimmy Kelly was the director of our Owens Art Gallery for over 25 years, and the Board of Regents has appointed her Director Emerita of the Owens Art Gallery. Congratulations, Jenny.
Honoranda Cancelaria e adolescentes, cos ad te educo ad gradum baccalaureae in artibus apti atque idonei cogniti sunt. Alexander James Case, cum honoribus premiordinus cum laude. Mitchell Christopher Cassidy, cum honoribus premiordinus cum laude. Alexandra Faith Carmelita Duchemin, cum honoribus premiordinus cum laude. Noah Raymond Murchison Fry, cum honoribus premiordinus cum laude, recipient of the Philosophy, Politics, and Economics Prize.
Kira Genevieve Marie Gilmar, cum honoribus premiordinis cum laude. Janet Jean Gorley, cum honoribus premiordinis cum laude. Tyler James Hashe, cum honoribus premiordinis cum laude, recipient of the Allison Watson Beveridge Prize in English. Kindi Christos Lonin Uanato, cum honoribus praemunoritus cum laude, recipient of the Bruce I. McDonald Prize in Physical and Environmental Geography. Jillian Rain Kiesling, cum honoribus premiordinis cum laude, recipient of the prize of the Department of Modern Languages and Literatures for outstanding achievement in German. Matthew David Joseph Clone, cum honoribus premiordinis cum laude. Madeleine Janine Schuta-Légère, cum honoribus premiordinis cum laude, recipient of the Stanway Prize in Philosophy. Nathalie Patricia Leger, cum honoribus premiordinis cum laude. Kirsten Mangold, cum honoribus premiordinis cum laude, recipient of the Governor General's Silver Medal, the Alumni Academic Achievement Board, the William Morley Tweedy Memorial Gold Medal, the John Edgar Peters Prize, and the Dr. Karen Nicholson Psychology Prize. Kyle Rawson Milley, cum honoribus premiordinis cum laude, recipient of the CPA Certificate of Academic Excellence and the Chancellor's Prize. Sarah Julie Reed Mizzen, cum honoribus premiordinis cum laude, recipient of the Barclay Fleming Sociology Prize. Keith David Nicholson, cum honoribus premiordinis cum laude. Carly Madison Penrose, cum honoribus premiordinis cum laude. Matthew Llewellyn Roberts, cum honoribus premiordinis cum laude. Hannah Margaret Schultz, cum honoribus premiordinis cum laude, recipient of the Prize of the Ambassador of France. David Michael Spence, cum honoribus premiordinis cum laude. Sarah Elizabeth St. Pierre, cum honoribus premiordinis cum laude.
Shaylin Olivia Vlar, cum honoribus premiordinis. Oops, wrong person, sorry about this. Let's back that up. Anna Campbell, cum honoribus premiordinis. Kaylin Delaney Ruddock, cum honoribus premiordinis, recipient of the prize of the Department of Modern Languages and Literatures for outstanding achievement in French studies. Jessica Amy Ward, cum honoribus premiordinis. Isaiah John Scully Bishop, cum honoribus. Jessica Lauren Gentile, cum honoribus. Winter Dawn Lipscomb, cum honoribus, recipient of the prize of the Ambassador of Switzerland. Lauren Elizabeth McEachran, cum honoribus. Laura Elizabeth Starr Manouge, cum honoribus. Ellen Maureen Milburn, cum honoribus, recipient of the Donna L. Purdy Memorial Award. Caitlin Aaron Drake Tremblay, cum honoribus. Mark William Turner, cum honoribus. Jared Samuel Adams, cum laude, recipient of the Ian Newbold Prize in British History. Paula Ruth Arndt, cum laude. Grace Lynn Beckschmidt, cum laude, recipient of the prize of the Department of Modern Languages and Literatures for outstanding achievement in German. Sébastien Reginald Brun, cum laude, recipient of the prize of the Ambassador of Spain. Ainsley Ann Berkshire Campbell, cum laude, recipient of the Janine Robinson Quinn Prize. Sarah Danielle English, cum laude. Hannah Elizabeth Garnier, cum laude. recipient of the James Robert Inch Memorial Prize, the Prize of the Ambassador of Switzerland, the Prize of the Department of Modern Languages and Literatures for Outstanding Achievement in Japanese Language Studies, and the Prize of the Office of Quebec in the Atlantic Provinces. Shane Patrick Grogan, cum laude. Laura Jane Hutchinson, cum laude. Hayden Mitchell Legault, cum laude, recipient of the Michael J. Tucker Political Science Award and the M. Colin Grant Book Prize. Daniel William McGregor, cum laude, recipient of the IODE New Brunswick Chapter Prize. Cheryl Ann McKinnon, cum laude. Allison Beatrix McNeil, cum laude, recipient of the David Blackwood Prize. Jack William George McKenzie, cum laude. Grace Ellen McLean, cum laude, recipient of the Mary Ellen Bronskill Campbell BFA 70 Award in Fine Arts. Persephone India Miller, cum laude. Amelia Ann Moore, cum laude, recipient of the Canadian Association of Geographers Undergraduate Award and the Women's and Gender Studies Prize. Mark Finley Nickel, cum laude. Runa Nishiyama, cum laude. Clara Louise Patterson, cum laude. Carly Michelle Pullen, cum laude, recipient of the Frank Strain International Relations Award. Rebecca Lynn Richard, cum laude, recipient of the Arthur J. Ebbett Prize. Bria D. Sears, cum laude. Isabel Alejandra Sears Surface, cum laude, recipient of the prize of the Ambassador of the Federal Republic of Germany. Derek Matthew Sharp, cum laude. Annalie Maria Turlia, cum laude. Catherine Ann Turnbull, cum laude. Rebecca Ingrid Zook, cum laude. Austin Bradley Allen. Madeline Naomi Isabella Anderson. Ray Arakawa. Janan Andrea Asali, recipient of the Alfred D. Smith Prize in Classics. Kelsey Marie Obi. Jong-Hun Beck. Sierra Louise Belong. Dana Alexandra Tubman Bidgood. Stephen Nicholas Brown. Morgan Ashley Bowman. Gabriel Clarence Christie. Dean Pietro Champanelli. Brittany Ann Cormier, recipient of the Kathy MacDonald Arsenault Memorial Prize. Nicholas Norman Crossman. Julia Kroll. Allison Dawn Cruikshank. Allison Catherine Davies. Gabrielle de Saint Croix. Alexa Rose Marie Dixon. Allison Nicole Poiron. Will Walter Peter Doucette. Kristen Elizabeth Estabrooks. Maximilian Benjamin Ferrella. Cassandra Foron. Gabrielle Gagnon, recipient of the JEA Craik Performance Award in Drama. Liam Galloway. Harper Cash Guman. Sakurako Goto, recipient of the Barrett Marshall International Graduating Student of the Year. Justin John Leon Green. Rachel Charlotte Annalisa Hanakowski. Kathleen Marie Hawks. Liam Francis Stewart Hickey. Keegan Laurie Hiltz. Timothy Curtis Howitt. Laura Lynn Jensen. Jillian Laurie Johnstone. Alexander Martin Kaminsky. Haiwan Jun Kong. Justin Anthony Kellogg. Karen Kamene. Sawyer Scott Freeman King. Chloe Ann Lawson, recipient of the prize of the Department of Modern Languages and Literatures for outstanding achievement in French studies. Andrew Ivan Haskins LeBlanc. Sean William Cornelis Levering. Victor Lima. Ashley Paige McEachran. Karina Kate McKay. Alex Main. Kirsten Emily Mason. Jacob Stephen Mallet. Mary Joanna McGaffey. Olivia Beverly Metzger. Emma Lillian Miller, recipient of a Gold A. Caroline Ann Milner. Nicolette Isabella Mina. Victoria Draven Monsanto. Charles Henry Norton Moores. Madison Faith Lisa Morrissey. Brenna Gabrielle Murphy. Alexa Gabrielle Much. James Nanos. John Maxwell Nuttall. Isabel Rita Ogilvy. Eve Irina Grace Stafachuk. Cyan Elise Patterson. Morgan Kathleen Peck. Yaniv Perez. Kendall Pete. Ellen Mary Pooley. Stephanie Elizabeth Pounds. Jared Spencer Rawlings. Amy Marie Riley. Nathaniel Caleb Rostick. Brooke Nicole Rowe. Mary Catherine Scott. Laura Jean Sharp. Michaela Lindsay Marie Shaw. Emma Ann Bronwyn Shipman. Lauren Colleen Scabar. Trayvon Small, recipient of the Karen R. Grant Community Engagement Award. Isabel Lees Spinney, recipient of a Gold A. Ashley Dawn Stanley. Ian Hamilton Stewart. Ava Isabella Maria Sturm. Daria Zukow. Jenna Elizabeth Sutherland. Kana Tagawa. Madison Patricia Tate. Anastasia Ivy Tavis. Ryan Allen Hamilton Thompson. Samantha Ann Vinkfist. Benjamin James Wanamaker. Kaylee Webster. Chelsea Lee Wheaton. Kaylin Lane Wooliver. Bailey Marie Wright. Idahosa Enoch York. Honoranda Cancelaria, Ali Adolescentes, a senatu approbate os gradius in abstentia accipiunt.
Admitito te los gradus in abstentia.
Honoranda Cancelaria, e Adolescentes, cos ad de edaco ad gradum baccalaureae in artibus elegantoribus apti atque idonei cogni sunt. Braden Jeffrey Chetwin, cum laude, recipient of the Dr. J.E.A. Craig Award in Fine Arts. Martha Elliott, cum laude. Veronica Rose Kerrigan, cum laude. Sarah Catherine Noonan, cum laude. London Eve Silver, cum laude. Sean Joseph Edmund Bork. Honoranda Cancelaria, Ali Adolescentes, as senatu approbate os gradus in abstentia accipiunt.
Admitito los gradus in abstentia.
Honoranda Cancelaria, e Adolescentes, cos ad de educo ad gradum baccalaureae in artibus elegantoribus baccalaureae in musica apti atque idonei cogni sunt. Lucy Mason Bobby, cum laude. Madeline Diane Gadet, cum laude. Kate Margaret Harkwell, cum laude. Daniel Lee Jack, cum laude. Martine Pascal Jonf, cum laude, recipient of the Dr. J.E.A. Craig Performance Award in Music. Emily Janet Cook Steers, cum laude. Jared Gregory Beckerton. Sung Ho Kwan. Minae Masui. Julia Anchi Nielsen. Luke David Rayworth. Honoranda Cancelaria ali adolescentes a senatu approbati o gradus in abstentia accipiunt.
Admitito illus gradus in absentia.
Madam Chancellor, I present the following for the honors certificate. Justin Daniel Yostin for an honors certificate in arts. Madam Chancellor, I present the following for the bilingualism certificate. Aloma Shirley Jardine. Hannah Margaret Schultz. Honoranda Cancelaria e Baccalaureate, cos ad te adacu ad gradum in Octobre admissi sunt. With a Bachelor of Arts, Sarah Christine Gallagher. With a Bachelor of Arts, Brenna Catherine McMillan. And with a Bachelor of Fine Arts, Madeline Naomi Isabella Anderson.
Sorry, doing a lot of talking there. It was a lot of fun. That was awesome. Really, really awesome. Okay, we're almost done, so we're almost there. Madam Chancellor, each year the graduating class chooses one graduate to represent the class and to deliver the valedictory address. This is, of course, a great honor, but also a great responsibility, as the valedictorian must find a way to adequately sum up 4 life-changing years. But the class of 2019 has confidence Hannah Schultz is up to the task. Hannah came to Mount Allison from Hamilton, Ontario, and is graduating with an honors French degree and a minor in geographic information systems. She has taken full advantage of her time at Mount Allison. She's been involved in a program called SMILE, a club that pairs students with young people with special needs. She's worked with Mount Allison University's Student Union. She's served as a counselor with our summer camps program, and she's traveled abroad to Strasbourg, France on exchange. She also happens to throw a pretty mean frisbee. Hannah has been the team captain for the Ultimate Frisbee team for the past 2 years. Ms. Chancellor, it is a pleasure to present Hannah Schultz as a Class 2019 valedictorian. Hannah.
Thank you, Dr. Boudreau. Hello, bonjour. C'est un honneur de vous souhaiter la bienvenue à tous ici aujourd'hui. I am so honored to extend a warm welcome to all the family, friends, professors, staff, and esteemed guests here with us today. An especially warm welcome, a welcome back, in fact, to all the graduates. When I arrived at Mount Allison 4 years ago, I could have never imagined myself here giving the valedictorian address. Thank you so much for trusting me with this honor. Congratulations to us, the class of 2019. All the lessons, memories, and stories have led us to this day. And let's be honest, when it comes to this graduating class, there are a lot of stories to be told. If every person from the class of 2019 was to share one anecdote from their time at Mount Allison, the results would be varied and wide-ranging. We would hear about successes and failures, academics and parties, late-night pizza stops, and windy waterfowl walks. In fact, if every graduate who came across the stage today were to tell one story, despite our campus's small size and our community's tight-knit quality, it is quite possible we would never hear the same tale twice. And in spite of our differences, every single narrative in this room contributes to the incredible story of the class of 2019. What kind of story is this collective chronicle? It is a tale of interwoven plot lines where unrelated characters meet and befriend each other in the most unlikely of scenarios, like an Econ 1001 study group. It features unreliable narrators, like professors who insist their exam will not take the full 3 hours to write. It became a saga that at times felt like it could drag on forever, and at others sped by at such an advanced pace you could not believe the final pages were approaching so quickly. All in all, it is a story of many perspectives and experiences. Today, I will try and give a synopsis of this text, the SparksNote version, if you will, to illustrate and celebrate what the class of 2019 has created together over their time at Mount Allison University. Although our experiences vary from person to person, they led us all to this moment. As we sit here together with caps on our heads and diplomas in hand, we may be feeling many of the same emotions we felt when we arrived here as new students. There is the joy of accomplishment and of being supported by friends and family on a long-awaited day, coupled with the sadness of leaving an important phase of our life behind. There is the excitement of starting something new and that squirmy feeling of uncertainty about the future. Thinking back, our first year was one of exploration and discovery. The year we realized the biggest changes could take place within ourselves, not just in our sleeping habits and our GPAs. We looked to those who came before us, professors and upper year students, deciding how we would or would not emulate them when it was our turn. By second year, we began to put our ideas into practice. For some, the path forward became clear, and future career goals were set as majors and minors were chosen. For others, we took solace in the idea that as long as we were doing something that we loved, everything would work out. Here's hoping. I believe that it is in the next half of our undergraduate studies that we really hit our stride in terms of maturing. As we entered into our third and fourth years, we took on more responsibility and realized that our course material was truly interesting to us. Then we blinked, and it was the beginning of our final year, before we could even say, hey, wait a second, this is all going by too fast. We found ourselves preparing to graduate. So today, we have the opportunity to ask ourselves, what story did we decide to tell with our time at Mount Allison? As each of our plot turns developed and character arcs formed, how did our choices contribute to the epic storyline of the class of 2019? Although I can sum up our undergraduate careers in a few sentences, it is clear that this class in particular has had so much more to say about what you can achieve while also getting a degree. Like many of you, I tried to take advantage of everything that Mount Allison has to offer, making the most out of every class, extracurricular, and outing with friends, only to discover that the opportunities afforded to us here are inexhaustible. This desire to get the most from our undergraduate experience begins with academics. As many of our admired professors can attest, this is a cohort of hard-working and high-achieving individuals. We measure this not only by marks, but by students who are passionate about the material, pursuing it both in and outside the classroom. This passion led to honors degrees, experiential learning opportunities, personal interest projects, and for some, graduate studies. However, just like anything that is truly worthwhile, it was not always easy. There were terms we could not memorize, bouts of writer's block, and entire afternoons spent doing the Argosy crossword puzzle in the library while academic matters were set aside. But these struggles were met by eureka moments, well-earned grades, and subjects we found so interesting, we began reading Wikipedia pages out of pure personal interest. It is because we experienced both struggle and success that we earned our degrees today. Another important aspect of our shared story is what we achieved outside the classroom. Although academia is what brought us here, kept us here, and will lead some people on to their next ventures, when we look back on our time, we realize that we learned infinitely more lessons outside the classroom. This extracurricular education had a syllabus that none of us could have seen coming. We learned how to avoid construction on campus, when to leave our houses in time to get to Duckies before a line forms, and how to spot a phishing email just by reading the subject line. It is in our extracurricular activities that we learned our real and valuable life lessons, and there has been no shortage of activities. We involved ourselves in our school, our passions, and our community in every way possible. We joined, started, strengthened, and led clubs and societies. As athletes of varsity, intramural, and club teams, we left it all on the field, the court, the pool, and the ice. We put on shows that left the audience both in tears and in fits of laughter. We created stunning works of music, of art, and of writing. We volunteered and raised funds, such as during Shinorama campaigns. In each of these areas, the roles we took on as team leaders, club members, and supportive friends taught us lessons of selflessness, humility, and leadership. On the individual level of our class-wide story, we have experienced our fair share of personal growth. We cultivated our beliefs and our values while also accepting that these parts of our character will continue to grow. We learned to care for others as well as ourselves, and we chose to be our authentic selves and to embrace others for doing the same. In this idea of being our genuine selves, we come to one of the most important elements of this cohort story. We are a class that has seen a lot of change. We were the first to experience an artificial turf field, a fall reading week, and a swanless swan pond. We celebrated the opening of the Mawatamka Indigenous gathering space. On weekends, Club P entered our lives just as swiftly as it left them. We thank Dr. Campbell for his 12 years of service, and we welcome Dr. Boudreau into the next phase of this university's development. Without a doubt, we have seen a lot of change. But what sets this class apart in the history of Mount Allison, as well, and prospectively outside its bubble, is our desire to see the world bettered through our own actions. We are a class that does not sit back and wait for change. We demand it. So many students have stepped up, made their voices heard, and asked for more from their university. This is evidenced through the actions of Divest Maillet, who demonstrated, listened, learned, and continue to remind us that we cannot thrive in a world invested in fossil fuels. It is illustrated by the work of the Indigenous student group, who held the first powwow on campus and worked to have the Mi'kmaq flag flown permanently overhead. It is exemplified by the Association of Chronically Ill and Disabled Students and other students who continue to question and challenge our campus's lack of accessible spaces. We have been there to speak out against cuts to the Women and Gender Studies program, the Anthropology program, and correspondence courses. We helped rework the university's anti-racism policy, and we voted in favor of the WUSC's Student Refugee program. Our desire to give our university and our world a better future is exemplified by the many student groups and individuals on campus who question the comfortable norm and work to change it and themselves. Through academics, extracurriculars, and activism, our story is one that we intentionally wrote together. There is no ghostwriter or pen name to attribute this narrative to. Well, there have been co-authors, like our professors and our instructors, who shared with us the love of their subjects and an ambition to create a better world, or the staff of the university, who gave us a place to study, learn, and grow, and our parents and family, our lifeline and grounding wires. You told us to shoot for the stars, to remain humble, and to remember to change the sheets on our bed every once in a while. You gifted us both with our fundamental values and the chance to explore and discover our own guiding principles. To all of you, thank you so much for your unending support. Finally, we all have a person that championed our university education, supporting and encouraging us in any way that they can. I hope that each of us will take an opportunity to thank this person and to dedicate this tale to them. I do not want to accept that our story ends here. There will be epilogues to write and storylines to wrap up. However, it is time for the class of 2019 to put down the pen, close the cover, and move forward into the next episode of our lives. After all the drafts and edits we put into this one narrative, it will be hard to put such a well-worked story behind us. Which is the best part about much-loved stories. We never have to leave them behind. We can pick them up again whenever we want, through photos, memories, and reaching out to lifelong friends. Although I hope that each one of you moves forward into a full and rewarding life, I also hope that you will revisit our story of Maillet as many times as you need. I hope you will relearn the lessons, reaffirm yourself in what you now know to be true, and relive what made your Mount Allison experience special. Thank you for inviting me in to write this story with you, and I am so thankful for each and every one of your contributions. Mes meilleurs vœux dans le prochain chapitre de votre vie. I wish you all the best as you go forward to write the next chapter of your life. Thank you. Merci.
Good afternoon. Chancellor Lowen, President Boudreau, distinguished guests, family, friends, and especially members of Mount Allison's 156th graduating class, the class of 2019. I'm so pleased to be here today to bring you greetings from the alumni. As you walked across this stage today, you walked in the footsteps of more than 40,000 alumni who have come before you. Alumni who have gone on to walk many different paths across Canada and around the world. Whether you leave Sackville and land in Halifax or Haiti, or in Toronto or Tel Aviv, you will find members of your alumni network who are ready to help you on your next step. Take advantage of this network and reciprocate by giving support to others as you grow into your careers and your experiences. Remember that you have benefited from those who have come before you, and you in turn will do the same for those who follow. Your Mount Allison experience does not end when you leave Convocation Hall with your diploma today. This is only the beginning of a lifelong relationship with your alma mater, and it is my great pleasure to welcome you to the Mount Allison alumni family. Come back and see us at reunion or when just passing through, and please keep in touch with Mount A. Share your stories and accomplishments with us. We can't wait to celebrate your successes with you. Congratulations, class of 2019. Your alumni family is so very proud of you.
Good afternoon, everyone. Congratulations, graduates, and what a day. First of all, let me take a moment to thank our honorary degree recipients. Drew, you are extraordinarily talented. In particular, you have the rare gift of being able to use humor to educate people about important issues. We're honored to have you with us today. Sharon, thank you for your inspirational words. We're delighted to recognize your many accomplishments and, of course, to number yet another member of the Johnston family among our alumni. Et Marguerite, c'est un honneur de vous avoir parmi nous aujourd'hui. You've dedicated your life to sharing Acadian literature with the world, and we are pleased to recognize you for your exceptional achievements. Merci beaucoup. We're also very proud to welcome our President and Vice-Chancellor, Dr. Jean-Paul Boudreau, and his partner, Dr. Irina Gamel. We're glad to have you both join our Mount Allison community. This is Dr. Boudreau's first Mount Allison convocation. We appreciate the contributions you've made to Mount Allison over the past year, and we look forward to the many things we know you will accomplish in the years ahead. One of the best things the Chancellor is charged with is being part of Convocation Day, a day to celebrate the achievements of our graduates and to send them off with the best wishes of the entire Mount Allison community. Parents, I want you to know what a privilege it's been for the university community to get to know your graduate over the past few years and to watch them grow and develop their talents and their abilities. As a mother of two recent graduates, I recently sat where you're sitting this afternoon. At that time, I recall a feeling of pride and excitement and thinking just how quickly everything had passed as Jeffrey, and then a year later, Allison, walked across this stage. This year, I've had the privilege of seeing up close your graduates' excitement, their pride, and in some cases their relief, as I conferred their degree upon them. And it really is very, very special. Thank you for supporting and encouraging your graduate throughout their Mount Allison journey, and congratulations on this important milestone in your family. Graduates, as you've heard, there won't be many days like today in your lives. A day when you've reached the end of something significant at the same time you're beginning something new. You'll remember these past several years in Mount Allison all your lives. You'll remember it for the things you've learned, not just in class, but about yourself and how the world works. You'll remember it for the fun you had and the places you visited. But most especially, though, you'll remember it for the people, the friends you've made, and those who've helped you along the way. Some of the people you've met in the past few years will have a lifelong impact on you. People like Fiona Black, this year's recipient of the Paul Paré Medal of Excellence, an exceptional teacher, researcher, and scholar. You may have your own favorite faculty member who took the time to cultivate your appreciation and understanding of their basis, or a staff member who went the extra mile to help you when you needed it. or a member of the Sackville community who got to know you during your time here. All of these people have been an important part of your life. As we leave here today, I'd like to leave you with some advice to reflect upon. Number one, work hard. Work hard at your career, but also work hard at your family and your friendships. Number two, stay focused. And number three, be kind. Be kind to yourself and those around you. Class of 2019, your next adventure begins today. Congratulations on your achievements. We're proud to send you out in the world as Mount Allison alumni. Merci beaucoup et félicitations.
We're almost ready for the fun. We're almost there. So, we're coming to the close. I'm going to ask the families and friends to please stand and join me in congratulating an awesome, beautiful class of 2019. Congratulations. Thank you. A lot of pride. Ms. Chancellor, I'm sure you can appreciate many people were involved in organizing this day today. Some of them were up here on stage or in the audience, but most were working quietly out of sight, backstage, or across our campus. I know several of them were in here in this building late last night to the wee hours getting this room ready for us. I'd like to take a moment to thank all of them for their hard work in planning and putting on this very special and beautiful convocation ceremony today. Please join me in a round of applause. I'd also like to take a special moment and to acknowledge our registrar, Chris Parker. Chris Parker, many of you know her. Many of you received, of course, you received your diploma from her today at the end of the convocation stage here. Chris is retiring later this year after 19 years as our registrar, nearly 23 years at Mount Allison. This is her last convocation, and I'd like to thank her for her dedication in ensuring that each student got to the stage and that convocation ceremonies ran smoothly. I can assure you that up until about 24 hours ago, Chris was still processing transcripts for some late coming in transcripts for transfer of credits, and we were able to get those students through today. That's impressive. Please, a round of applause for Chris Parker. And while you're clapping, please join me for one last rousing round of applause for our 2019 graduates, class of 2019. Félicitations, le diplôme de la classe 2019. We're all proud to call you Allisonians, and we look forward to welcoming you back to our campus so you can share your story with us for years to come. As I like to say, please, may the force of garnet and gold be with you always. This now concludes the formal part of our ceremony today. Thank you so much for being here today to celebrate with our graduates. This means so much. And if I may, thank you, for this is a special convocation for me as well. You've made my first convocation a very special one indeed. We're going to close today with the Alma Mater song, which can be found in your program on page 3. You're asked to stand during the singing of the second chorus, and you are welcome, no, expected to join in. This will be followed by O Canada and the recessional. Please remain in your seats until the procession has left the auditorium. With that, and on cue, the beautiful sunshine has come about, so we're really excited about that as you leave Convocation Hall. I can now declare Convocation to be closed. Je prononce la cérémonie de la remise de diplôme finie. Thank you, merci.
With stalwart dykes pressed back the tidal seas, where fruitful crops bend to the western breeze. On classic mount, pride of the happy lands, with laurel crown
The challenge is before you. The opportunities are without limit. The world is weary and is waiting, and the needs are many. So So go forth in faith, believing all things are possible. Go forth in hope and know that you can make a difference. Go forth in love and bring your gifts to all the world. And may the God of all people, life-giver, wisdom, and hope, empower you to accomplish all things, now and always. Amen.